Born into the confectionery industry, Adolph Goelitz spent his entire life involved in the business, and his contributions can still be seen today, almost 90 years after his death. Adolph was born on May 30th, 1870 to Gustav Goelitz and Helena Hug in Belleville, Illinois. Here he is with his father and 3 of his 8 siblings, brothers Gustav Jr., Herman, and Armin. In 1888, Adolph entered the world of candy at the age of 18, joining the family business, Goelitz Brothers Candy Company, based in St. Louis. Overall, he spent 47 years of his life in the confectionery industry. In 1893, Adolph married Anna Marie, pictured here several years later on their porch with 3 of their 5 children. A year after the wedding, Adolph and his brother Gustav opened a new storefront business in Belleville, A&G Goelitz Confectionery Company, as the economy calmed after the Depression of the late 1800s. Not long after, Adolph headed to Richmond, Indiana, and took a job with the Richardson Weber Candy Company, while Gus Jr. stayed behind to run A&G. 4 years later, he was once again on the move, relocating to Cincinnati to start Boger and Goelitz Confectionery. The move to Cincinnati was inspired by the city's larger population and access to rail lines and the Ohio River for shipping. It was during this time that the family business began to make gourmet candy corn. The product carried the company through 2 world wars and the Great Depression. In 1901, Adolph's father passed away, putting him in the role of head of the family. Soon after, his mother, along with the rest of the family, moved to Cincinnati. Active in the industry, Adolph was elected to the executive committee of the Cincinnati Confectioners Club in 1907 and was later honored at a dinner hosted by the club. He was a longtime member of the National Confectioners Association. Adolph and Herman left Cincinnati in 1909, moving operations to Chicago, where the company had already established a factory in 1904 under the management of Gustav Jr. and Edward H. Kelly, their brother-in-law. By 1913, they had moved the company, now known as the Goelitz Confectionery Company, to North Chicago. Generations later, this company was merged with his brother's company, Herman Goelitz Candy Company, and in 2001, it became Jelly Belly Candy Company. Intrigued by the process of making candy, in 1914, Adolph formed a partnership with Peter Schluter, the inventor of a revolutionary vacuum cooker for hard candy. The invention was patented and manufactured under the name of Schluter & Goelitz, and it became known as the Simplex Cooker. One of these original machines is still used at Nectel Labs in Skokie, Illinois. Outside of the industry, Adolph loved landscaping and gardening, as you can see in this picture of him proudly showing off the garden at one of his homes. Adolph had a passion for growing things, his company, his community, and his family. He believed in the promise of the future. Adolph was heavily involved in the industry outside of owning and operating his own businesses. Through his friendship with Earl Alured, he played a role in launching the manufacturing confectioner. Adolph served as a vice president for the publishing company until his death. Adolph was in the candy industry most of his life, whether in an active role or supporting others, for nearly 40 years. He died in July of 1935 at the age of 65. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. William Bill Kelly, a 2005 Candy Hall of Fame inductee, to help us induct his great-uncle Adolph into the Candy Hall of Fame.